But it's funny that I have a girlfriend because with or without facial hair, I still look like I'm 15 years old. And no one's going to want to date you if they think they might be committing a crime. But my girlfriend looked past that. It's also funny because I'm just historically bad at talking to women. Like, I'm just bad at it. I can be friends with a girl, like I can, but if there's any gray area where I think there might be a chance of us dating, I cannot function. There's really no reason for me to try. Freshman year, I was in my dorm, and I heard a knock on my door, so I went to answer it, and I opened the door, and there was this very pretty girl staying there, and she looked at me and went, "Oh." Great start. "You're not who I wanted." Relax, I think she was into me. And I didn't know what to say. Because what do you say to such a kind greeting from a stranger? "Oh, you're not who I wanted." Well, I can try to be. I didn't know what to say, and when I don't know what to say, I get very uncomfortable. And when I'm uncomfortable, I make jokes. And the problem with that is, no girl has ever been able to tell when I'm joking and when I'm serious. So when she said, "Oh, you're not who I wanted," I thought, make a joke, it'll go fine. So I looked at her and said, "You sound just like my father." She didn't laugh at all. She just looked at me, was like real confused, and I just was looking at the ground. And we just kind of stood there for like 10 minutes. And I didn't know what to do, so I just slowly closed the door. So I don't make that joke anymore. It gets worse. I was at Phelps, I was in the dining hall once, and I was getting, places. I was getting soup, and of course I was in Phelps. When I say soup, I mean soup. And everything was fine. I had poured myself some soup, and then I realized that I had poured too much soup. And I knew that if I walked with the soup, it would spill and burn me something fierce. But here's the thing. I wanted to pour the soup back into the pot, but there was a line of people behind me. And I didn't want to do that because how do you explain that to a group of people you don't know? Just, yes, some clam chowder. Just kidding! Ha ha ha! There's really no good way of doing that. So I thought, you know what? Just walk with the soup. It'll be fine. Just walk with the soup. So I took 2 steps. And the first step went fine. And then on the second step, I kind of got off balance. This is how I normally walk. And soup started to pour down my arm. And the pain was excruciating. And I turned around and I saw this girl looking at me just horrified, And I don't know why I felt like I had to comfort her, but I did. So I looked at her, looked at my medium rare arm, looked back at her, and said, "The soup is very hot." Walked away. It gets worse. I was on the quiet floor of the library and I just finished up an evening of studying. And I was walking down the hallway and there's study rooms off the hallway that you can see into because the doors have windows. So I looked in while I was walking by and I saw the prettiest girl I had ever seen until I met my girlfriend. And she looked up at me, saw me, and smiled. And I thought to myself, all you have to do, give her one of those half smiles you're so known for. So I started to form a smile. And the problem is, I had a cold, I had a really bad cough. So as I'm looking at her and starting to smile, I felt the need to cough. And then I thought, ooh, I'm on the quiet floor. Here's an idea. Cough with your mouth closed. So you don't make a lot of noise. So I'm walking by and she looks up at me and smiles. And I look back at her and go, and when I got to the end of the hallway, I realized I was walking in the wrong direction. I needed to get to the stairs, and the stairs are over there. So I had to face her again, a mere moments after what I had just done. So I walked by, and she looked up at me, only she was not smiling this time. And I didn't know what to do. And when I don't know what to do, I get uncomfortable. And when I get uncomfortable, I think, make a joke. And it'll go fine. For this joke, stick with what the two of you know. So she looked at me like this, and I looked back at her and went, you have all been amazing.